two games. Game 1 takes 12 hours to finish. Game 2 takes 100. Quick, which one respects your time more? If you answered the 12-hour one, I have bad news. The 12-hour game was padded with fetch quests and unskippable cutscenes, and the 100-hour game was Baldur's Gate 3. It was a trick question, obviously, but here's why it matters. Respect for the player's time might be the most used phrase in modern game criticism, and almost nobody ever defines it. We all just nod along. So today, I'm defining it. There's an invisible contract between you and every game you install. Most games are quietly breaking it, and once you've seen the terms of that contract, you will never unsee them. By the end of this video, you'll have a single test you can run on any game, and fair warning, some of your favorites are going to fail it. Here's the contract. When you give a game an hour of your life, the game owes you something back. Progress, mastery, story, wonder, even just genuine fun. Something that lands on your side of the table. Time respected isn't time made short, it's time exchanged for value. That distinction, value given versus time extracted, is the whole video. So let's make it concrete. Every one of those minutes paid you. You were learning, improving, feeling the fight change as you changed. Now, a daily login bonus. 30 seconds of your day, every day, forever. It gives you nothing, no skill, no story, no joy. But it was never designed to give. It was designed to make opening the game a habit before you've decided to play it. One of these is a fair trade. The other is a toll booth wearing a gift bow. So let's go on a little safari, the padding safari, because once you can name each species of wasted hour, you can't be fooled by them anymore. Species 1, the level gate. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a gorgeous game with a dirty secret. The main story quests are level gated. The leveling curve is tuned, juiced slow enough that following the story alone leaves you underleveled, and so you're pushed into clearing question marks on a map the size of Greece. Actual Greece. The pacing problem and the solution to the pacing problem were manufactured by the same company. Species 2, the corpse walk. Die at the boss. Walk 3 minutes back. Die in 30 seconds. Walk 3 minutes back. The walk teaches nothing. It exists to slow your progress, so the content lasts longer. Species 3, the sprawl quest. Go there, fetch that, return, no decision or surprise anywhere en route, just distance converted into playtime. Species 4, the modern apex predator, the daily. Destiny 2, 650,000 reviews, and the word chore shows up like a drumbeat. Every one of these species converts your hours into their engagement metrics and pays you in nothing. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because the obvious conclusion is long games bad, and that's exactly wrong. Red Dead Redemption 2 is slow, famously, almost defiantly slow. Your horse takes real minutes to cross the map. Arthur skins an animal in real time, every time. Camp chores exist. By every metric in the last chapter, this game should be a war criminal. And yet, almost nobody who finishes it feels robbed. 900,000 reviews, very positive. And the thing people praise most is the world's unhurried wait. Why? Run the contract. What do those slow minutes give BASEC? The slowness lands on your side of the table. It's not extracting hours, it's building the experience. Those hours are FOR. Same with Baldur's Gate 3, 100+ hours where the density never drops. Every side quest handwritten, every hour carrying decisions that echo 40 hours later. Long isn't the crime, empty is. And the reverse is also true. A short game can absolutely disrespect you. Mobile-style energy timers can waste your time in 5-minute sessions. And a 2-hour game of unskippable tutorials wastes proportionally more of your time than Odyssey ever did. Length and respect are simply different axes, which sets up the last species on the safari. Hades gives you something permanent in every single run. Win or lose, die in the first room and you still walk away with currency, a new conversation, a story beat. The game literally wove death into the plot, so that failure advances the narrative. Vampire Survivors compresses a full power fantasy arc, weak, scrappy, competent, unstoppable god, into 30 minutes, on purpose, every time. 250,000 reviews, overwhelmingly positive, for a game that costs $5 and ends its own sessions. Notice the pattern. These games are structured so that value pays out continuously, not at hour 40, not after the grind wall, not once the battle pass fills. Every session closes its own loop. That's the design philosophy the industry keeps being surprised by. Hades, Vampire Survivors, Balatro. Small games. Compare the emotional exit, and that difference, meal versus shift, is everything you need for the test I promised you at the start. Here's the test. One question. Works on anything. If this game deleted all my numbers tomorrow, levels, currencies, streaks, skins, the whole ledger, would tonight's session still have been worth it? Run your library through it. Sekiro passes instantly. The numbers were never the point. The skill in your hands is, and no server shutdown can repossess it. Outer Wilds passes with a perfect score. It has EO numbers. The only progress is what you understand, and understanding can't be deleted. The daily login game, where your real reward was keeping a streak alive, the number deletes, and yesterday's session retroactively becomes nothing. The gacha with the pity counter. The shooter where you grind the battle pass on maps you're sick of. The MMO you log into out of obligation to a guild calendar. Shift work. The test exposes them all, instantly, because it separates the two things the industry works very hard to blur. What the game gave you, and what the game got you to build inside its walls. And that trick question from the beginning, 12 hours versus 100, you already know the real answer now. The clock was never the contract. The exchange is, games that bill you don't deserve your lunch break. Your hours are the only currency in gaming that can't be refunded, farmed, or bought back on sale. So, comment time, and I want the painful one. Which game wasted the most of your life? And did you know it while it was happening? Be honest. Reading those answers is how somebody else gets their weekend back. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Every minute of this one was meant to pay you back.